Hello, I'm Bhaskar Chakravorti, a dean at the Fletcher School at Tufts University in the United States. I'm also the founder and executive director of the Institute for Business in the Global Context at Fletcher, where we look at issues at the intersection of international business, international affairs, and global innovation. I'm also on the World Economic Forum's Global Agenda Council for the Economics of Innovation, and it is indeed a great privilege to have an opportunity to share some of my ideas and some of the ideas that we've been talking about at the World Economic Forum with all of you. What I find particularly intriguing about this particular moment in history of Japan, and frankly in the history of the global economy at large, is that once again we have a chance to rebuild a key linkage between the momentum of the Japanese economy and the momentum of the global economy. This is a linkage that was so very powerful towards the latter part of the 20th century. This was a linkage that was lost over the course of the turn of the century. We have a chance to rebuild that linkage once again. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has a very comprehensive turnaround plan that is in process. What I find particularly exciting about his turnaround plan is his emphasis on innovation and building a spirit of entrepreneurship as key to his idea for regenerating the Japanese economy and the Japanese society. I also believe that innovation and entrepreneurship is going to be key not only to the regeneration of the Japanese economy, but also to the regeneration of the global economy at large. Now, innovation out of Japan has a very particular flavor. This is innovation that celebrates constraints. Japan, as we know, has had a series of constraints to contend with. Geopolitical constraints, land constraints, constraints in terms of resources, constraints in the form of a variety of natural disasters, constraints in terms of people and demographics. And historically, it has found solutions to these constraints in the form of innovative services and products that it has applied to its own situations and then taken them around the world to become those absolutely outstanding Japanese products that we have all celebrated and admired and loved over the course of the decades. I believe we now have a chance to look at a new class of Japanese innovations. Let me cite three particular sources. One is demographics. We all know that Japan faces a very dire demographic dilemma. Now, solutions to this dilemma will require innovation. Innovations in terms of new services, innovations in terms of new social structures, innovations in ways in which we can bring more women into the workforce, bring more immigrants into the workforce, integrate robots and automated technologies with human capital, find better ways to even integrate the elders in society and transform Japan into an even more productive society. These innovative solutions will be powerful not just for Japan, but for the entire Western world, which is facing the same demographic dilemma that Japan is. So Japanese innovations are going to be key not only at home, but for the world. Second, Japan's neighborhood is Asia. It's often said that this is the Asian century. By 2050, half the world's output is going to be coming from Asia. Now, while Asia has bold aspirations and a big future, it also has a wide variety of constraints to contend with. Constraints in terms of limited hard infrastructure, limited soft infrastructure, a variety of institutional gaps, lack of investment, and a lack of a variety of technologies and intellectual property, all of which Japan can bring to the table. Now, Asian countries have a tremendous amount of respect for Japan and admiration for Japan. This is a huge opportunity for Japan to play a stewardship role in Asia. Third, we all know that we are facing a very powerful challenge in terms of dealing with the effects of climate change and looking for alternatives to fossil fuels. Now, Japan has historically played a leadership role in this area. There was a setback after the Fukushima Daiichi disaster, and I hope that part of the turnaround story is Japan's turning around on being once again a global leader in finding alternatives to fossil fuels and finally becoming a key player in solving our challenges in the area of climate change that we are trying to resolve over the course of this year particularly building up to the Sustainable Development Goals in September and to the talks in Paris in December. I hope all of you have an opportunity to cogitate on several of these issues, and I look forward to hearing about the solutions that you come up with. Good luck, and I hope to be in touch with several of you. Thank you.